Forecast to my right, AP18 himself. Alex, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
And to my left, GW himself. Garrett, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
So Wednesday Comics Forecast. My name is Marvin. We're here to tell you the comic books coming out for April 17th, 2019. As always, we start with Image Comics, and we're talking about a comic that, Alex, I'm not sure when the last time this came out, but let me know. East to West, number 42, Jonathan Hickman, Nick Jograda. Risk things come to a close on the earthly plane. When's the last time we got an issue?
It may be a little over a month, but it actually has been coming out relatively consistently for the last, at least since the new year started.
I think it's because I stopped reading it month to month, and I'm waiting for at least a good chunk to come out, and then I'll read it. Looks like February came out. So,
wait, so are you still picking it up?
Yeah, I still get it
when it comes out, but you're just not reading it.
No, I read a little bit here. So, East to West, there we go. Pig right on the cover. Or it's a boar actually because it has those tusks. How has it been, Alex? You caught up on that book?
I am caught up on that book,
and
it's good. So we're getting into that last, however many issues Hickman's got left for it. As spoilers, some of the best characters have shown back up into this book. They're red, green, and blue. Of course, I'm not spoiling anything there. It's good. It's one of those things that I think if like we say every time, if you were to read this book from beginning to end, it's an amazing book. Obviously, it's kind of lost its swing from here to there, but I think hopefully in this last, 6 issues, 5 issues, whatever it is, I think it's going to be pretty solid. I can't imagine Hickman can't land the ending. Providing he has an ending, who knows? Could be another 12 months before the next issue comes out because he's not sure. So we'll find out. But I'm pretty excited for issue 42, especially with that boar on the cover, of course.
There we go. Farmhand number 7, Rob Guillory. Andrea Jenkins struggles with her father's erratic behavior as Jedediah clings to what's left of his crumbling legacy. Meanwhile, an unexpected visitor points to the frightening future for the residents of Freetown. Farmhand, Garrett, how's Farmhand going?
If you haven't heard from me and Alex by now how much we love this book, it's definitely top 5. You got your little, it's kind of like horror and dark comedy mixed together. And by horror, I mean kind of like your lighter fare horror, like monsters and plant creatures and things like that. But it is such a fun book. There's a lot of mythology. There's just a lot of fun things that happen in it. And I recommend it to everybody. I can't wait to read it.
This is one of those books that, like Garrett says most of the time, he's a Goosebumps fan. So this feels like a solid Goosebump book, but it's only one book. And it just builds up the suspense, which is exciting. It's like getting all that inside information from that 100-page book.
There we go, Farmhand. Next up on the docket, Gideon Falls, number 12. This is a new story arc from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino, Stations of the Cross, Part 1. Alex, this is one of my favorite series coming out right now. This is one of the ones last week on the show I said that still kind of excites me coming out. What do we think? Gideon Falls with the new story arc, especially where number 11 left off.
I think this book has taken an interesting turn. It lives up to no expectations. I don't even know what to expect anymore from this book. It started out being a horror book. Now I'm kind of confused on whether or not it is a mix from the past and the present. Is it going to get lighthearted? Jeff Lemire can do anything he wants. And I think that's what's the most exciting about the fact when he does an Image book, I don't even know what to anticipate anymore. He's done a heartfelt, real-life, down-to-earth story. He's done a horror book. He does everything. So to be on this book and to have started at issue 1 up to issue 12, who knows how long this book can go? I'm assuming it's got to be, who knows, maybe 20 issues? I mean, we thought that Royal City was going to be longer than 14. This book is super strong. The art is always spectacular, and I am on this until the end of time, or until it ends.
25. I'm just guessing.
Is it?
No, I'm just guessing. Middle West, number 6, Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. End of a story arc. Garrett, Middle West, you getting that book, right? Scotty?
Yeah, it's really great. It's I consider it more of like a folk tale type of story with a huge twist on it. Can I describe that twist to you? Probably not, just because the story's still finding itself. But obviously this takes place in the Middle West, but there's like a bus driver, janitor, wizard dude. There's a kid who's running away from his father, but trying to also save his father while also trying to save himself because there's this weird heart on his chest. I'm not doing it any justice, but the last issue, they ran into this carnival in the Middle West and ran into this new gang of people that, for some reason, are trying to hunt them down just because they happen to walk through the carnival. But
well, they were stealing.
Yeah, they were stealing food. I mean, come on, they got to eat.
But they were pickpocketing everybody, and
Right.
Our main character is got caught, and now he's having to pay it off. Have you read issue 5?
Yeah.
Okay. This is probably a top 5 Image books for me. There are things in this book that I think Marvin would make you tear up every time you read it because it pulls at my heartstrings, and everyone knows I am made of steel. Nothing makes me sad. This is excellent. I love this book so much.
Yeah, the art is great. Story does really hit home, and it's an all ages book, kind of on the edge of all ages because there might be some things that could be a little scary, but other than that, I think it's definitely a book for anybody.
And I think folktale, Garrett, was the best description of this book because it really does kind of feel like that. Like it feels like a saga mixed with Y the Last Man, but there's just this. I don't know. Yeah, folktale. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
10.
IDW Publishing Transformers #3. Brian Ruckley, Angel Hernandez, Ron Joseph. Gary, you getting Transformers?
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's pretty good. It's interesting because obviously this is before the war of Cybertron, but it does kind of feel like, I mean, it is a prequel, but I mean, just kind of have a prequel stories laid out. You can see things in the background are all leading towards this huge war that'll eventually create factions like the Autobots and Decepticons going against each other and sometime probably landing on Earth. So it is fun diving into these characters. I love the art style. It's very focused on the classic original cartoon for like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, all the main Transformers. So I think Bumblebee the movie kind of got me back into Transformers, and I'm super excited I'm reading this series because this is that kind of era they're trying to represent. But a lot of fun. I don't know a lot about Transformers because I've only seen part of the original cartoon and then a lot of the new stuff, but it has been really good so far.
There we go, Transformers. Aquaman, we're going right into DC, #47. Kelly Sue DeConnick, Robson Roca. Alex, you reading Aquaman?
I love this book. That's all I can say about it. The last issue literally only took me maybe 4.5 minutes to read. A lot of it was art, and of course, I'm a stickler. I love when the art tells me a story. Most of it was just an action scene, which is great. I haven't read Aquaman at least extensively since New 52, and that was good. I really enjoyed that first 30 issues, but after talking to Sergeant America, and he got me stuck back into this Aquaman with Kelly Sue DeConnick, who is one of those writers that's kind of a hit or miss for me. This is definitely a hit, and if you're looking to get back into Aquaman, you've seen the movie, and you're like, hell yeah, that's my kind of character. I think this is a good fit for you. This feels more like what Wonder Woman is, where it's back to, spoilers, Arthur doesn't know who he is. He doesn't realize that he's Aquaman. And he is on this island, and he's doing all these things, and he's in the ocean, and now he's kind of getting to that point where he knows who he is and that he has powers. But we're doing more like mythology things, and that's what makes me really excited for this book.
There we go. Batman #69 up top. Tom King, Yannick Paquette. The Dark Knight is breaking through the bad dreams and coming out the other side. But is he ready for the culprit waiting through the veil of terror? And what lasting effects might this whole ordeal have on Bruce Wayne's psyche, with artist Yannick Paquette jumping on board to tackle the art? Nightmares comes to a shocking close. This will be the strangest issue yet. No holds bars journey through Batman's psyche via the inner workings of Arkham Asylum, setting up the next big chapter of Tom King's epic Batman tale. Batman's future starts here. Garrett, what do we think? Batman number 69.
Thank God. I mean, when you were saying part of that solicit was waiting for it to end or whatever they were waiting for, whatever, that's what I've been feeling like. I'm so sick of this arc. Maybe this will be a good issue. Probably won't be. But once this arc is over, I can enjoy Batman again because this has been a horrible arc.
Would you say top 10 arcs of your life?
One of the top 10 worst arcs of my entire life.
You love it. Nightwing number 59, Dan Jurgens, Chris Mooneyham. You still got Nightwing there, Garrett?
What was that?
Rick, are you getting Nightwing still?
Yeah, I'm still getting Nightwing.
Rick? How's it going?
Yeah.
Rick Grayson?
Again, things are still leading towards Dick Grayson coming back. He becomes more and more his old self every issue. Still kind of being obstinate towards fully immersing himself in being Nightwing again, but he's seeing this gang of cops not really do it the way that it's supposed to be done, and so he keeps having to step in and take care of problems around Bloodhaven. Around Bloodhaven. And so it's just fun seeing the little things kind of creep in. Again, this is another plot point I wish never happened because I don't think it is creating any character development. It's just kind of like what if we just did this for a while? So I think eventually we'll get back to the Dick Grayson that we know and love. But still, it's enjoyable in the meantime. It's kind of like a hero's journey back to himself.
Amazing Spider-Man number 19.HU, Nick Spencer, Chris Bocello, Greg Land writing that cover. With Craven gathering all the animal-themed villains for the grandest hunt of all, Lizard has a target on his back, but the Lizard has a plan of his own, and it involves something truly terrifying. Alex, what do you think? Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 19.HU.
I actually really enjoyed the HUs. It's one of those, or the point HUs. They add a little more story to what's going on in the ongoing book, which is exciting. It's kind of like reading the Turtles stuff where you read everything and you're all like, holy shit, I can't wait to see what else is going to happen and who dies, who lives, who's judge, jury, and executioner. That's Daredevil or Punisher, one of those two. They do everything. I love this book, and I'm so excited to be on an Amazing Spider-Man. I'm excited to just obviously see Craven do his thing, but I'm also unfortunately behind. I know everyone's surprised. I shouldn't be behind on this book, but I am.
Hey man, I'm behind too. Well, I mean, think about it. They do the normal issue, and then it's basically a weekly comic right now.
Yeah. So
it's hard to stay caught up when you're getting an issue each week.
Daredevil number 4, Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto. Known Fear Part 4. Alex, right on that cover there. We got Punisher with 2 Uzis. What do we think about Daredevil number 4?
Holy shit. I read issue 3. I love this book so I don't know what my deal is. I've wanted to be on a Daredevil book, and I keep giving it a try, and it kind of gives me a bad taste in the mouth. I have read these by Chip Zdarsky, and honestly, probably my favorite Daredevil I've ever read. And the Punisher shows up in the last issue, and I am all for this. I think Chip actually can write a good Punisher, which excites me even more. Because that's one of those characters that either someone really knows how to write him, or someone throws him into a dumb cesspool of crap that no one cares about. And I think this is just going to be that nice twist of both characters in one book. So I'm for sure ready to get in this book and read it up and slurp it up like it's spaghetti.
There you go. Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil. Check it out. Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. Donnie Cates, Jeff Shaw, David Marquez. Right on that cover. The Dark Guardians, a new cosmic hit squad made up of the most powerful and cunning people in space, are going to kill Gamora. It's time for the new Guardians of the Galaxy to saddle up. What do you think, Garrett? Guardians of the Galaxy number 4.
Guardians has been incredible since it began. I really wish that I had read Infinity Wars because it seems like this book is heavily associated with that, especially now that we're going back to find Gamora. I think that'll be fun. I mean, it'll catch us up what's going on in the plot with like Star-Lord and Gamora and the rest of the Guardians. But still kind of figuring out who Thanos is going to be. All these things in this book, and I saw there's an annual coming out that's narrated by Cosmo, the space dog, so that'll be cool. Yeah, I do love this book, and I just love everything to do with it.
If that annual is anything like issue 11 of Hawkeye by Matt Fraction, it will literally be one of the best issues ever made.
Oh,
Where it's just a silent issue of Cosmo telling us stuff.
Spider-Man Life Story number 2 of 6. Chip Zdarsky, Mark Bagley. Chip Zdarsky on that cover. Can Peter and Gwen find happiness in the 1970s? Alex, what do you think? Spider-Man Life Story number 2.
Have you guys read one yet?
Not yet.
Holy shit.
No.
I loved it. With Bagley on art, it was a nice callback to Ultimate Spider-Man, and what a fun story to tell. So in 1960, with all these things going on, Peter's trying to decide whether or not he should use his powers for good. Now we're going to jump into the 70s. I am so amped for this issue to come out. Cannot wait to see that art and kind of get that nostalgic feel of 1970s Spider-Man. Like, I haven't read enough Spider-Man stuff from way back when to be excited, but I am excited to see what Chip can do. Of course, this is the year of Chip. You know what? Chip could give Jeff a run for his money this year. We'll have to see at the end of the year how good everybody does.
He is doing a lot of comics this year.
And this one here I wanted to bring up. Normally we don't bring up these True Believers, but it says True Believers Avengers Endgame number 1. And then when you click on it, it says reprinting Avengers number 71. So I wonder if this is a hint what's going to be in that movie. Who knows?
Hey, here, I'll give everybody a hint. Don't buy it.
It's $1.
Yeah, I know. Now they're making a buck off you.
War Realms number 2 of 6. Jason Aaron, Russell Dodderman. The world is at war. Did anyone pick up issue 1?
Yeah, I did.
I picked it up. I haven't read it.
Oh, it is amazing. Like, I was blown out of the water. It was probably one of the best event comic books I've read all year. Sorry, I don't know if this was Alex's or anybody's, but if it was mine, I can't remember. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely one of the biggest stories going on in Marvel right now. Obviously, it's affecting half the books. But yeah, everyone should read issue 1. Like, this is Jason Aaron on his A game, and it really shows in this event.
There we go. War of the Realms. Going to catch up with that. I am excited to. Russell Dodderman art. I really do like his art, so I like to dip my toes back into that.
I mean, it's like literally like when we were reading the Mighty Thor with Jane. Like, it doesn't skip a beat through War of the Realms. Like, looks exactly the same, like, art style, and it's just so good.
Was there any confusion for you?
None.
Okay. Because that was my, not necessarily concern, but my only thought is that none of us are reading Thor right now due to it not feeling like it used to. That I think maybe that's my thing, is I'm a little weary about jumping into it, because I loved that Mighty Thor stuff. I loved Jane being on it. I loved Dodderman art. That knowing that he's on this book and it's a 10, I'm excited to read it.
Here, Al, I got you. Here's how you catch up. Guess what? The last 4 years, the War of the Realms is going on, and here's the event.
I like it. Okay, that's a good build-up. I'm ready for it.
James Bond 007 number 6. Greg Pak, Stephen Mooney. The Modern Bond Epic Continues by Superstars Greg Pak and Stephen Mooney. Alex, you still getting this or no?
No.
Garrett, James Bond 007.
Yes, just read number 5 a week or two ago. So good. Things are really heating up with Oddjob and James. They're supposed to be working together on this mission, and that's all falling to crap. It's just kind of weird because, Oddjob in this is way different than the movie version. He's like obviously more agile, younger, basically gives James a run for his money when it comes to the women, especially when Moneypenny's involved. But it is a classic James Bond book, and I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm glad there's an ongoing book, and I hope past this first arc with Oddjob that it keeps going with this creative team, because I think they could do a lot of great stories coming out. This also inspired me I went back and I pulled an Alex. I picked up every single issue of James Bond Origin because it just looks so awesome.
Respect. I like it.
One in Dynamite here, a new number 1 I want to bring up because I know somebody here is a fan. Xena Warrior Princess number 1, Vita Alei, Olympia Sweetman. Alex, you used to watch this show, you said?
I did.
There you go. Xena Warrior Princess number 1 coming out. What was the lineup that night whenever it would come on?
You know what? After I watched Hercules with Kevin Sorbo, and then Xena was going to show up on that episode, and then you get to watch Xena, it's the best night of my life.
Yeah, a little
Every
Texas,
night.
a little Texas Ranger.
Of course. Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman led it off with the Magnificent Seven after. It was a good Saturday nights. That's how TV used to be. Now it's all Game of Thrones.
Black Badge number 9, Matt Kint, and Tyler Jenkins. The Black Badge program is a covert ops tradition passed down through generations, and now will meet the original members and discover their darkest secrets. Alex, what do you think? Black Badge number 9.
9. 8 was spectacular. I loved that issue. What a good way to lead into the rest of this book. 9-1, that cover is spectacular. Look at all those beautiful colors. I don't even know what to say about this book because I was always on the fence going, oh, do I really want to like this book? I forget that Matt Kent knows how to make me want to drop a book and then flip the switch into this book is gold. I don't know what to anticipate from this specific issue, but I am ready to have it in my hands.
There we go. Black Badge. Alex, what were you thinking this week? Let's do your pick.
So I had 2, and I had to flip a coin, Two-Face style. I'm going to go with Daredevil number 4.
DD number 4
I've just been on that book.
Good old
Chip Zdarsky.
Garrett, what do we think?
War of the Realms number 2. I think issue 1 was just amazing, and it's weird saying that about a Marvel event book, but this is the first time in a long time that I'm definitely excited for the next issue of a Marvel event. Again, I think, this being Jason Aaron's finale, he's not doing any lazy writing. It's all plot forward, action forward. And Russell Dodderman's art is beautiful.
I'm going to go Gideon Falls number 12. That is Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. The only thing I'll say is every time I pick one of those issues, it feels like 2 minutes later it's done. So it's very hard to get your fix on the Gideon Falls, but it is worth it every single time I pick it up. So, Alex, before I get to the weather here, I had a little quick thing. I don't think I've ever seen this. DC Comics, The Batman Who Laughed 1, 2, and 3, Doomsday Clock 1, 2, and 7, and then Heroes in Crisis 2, 3, and 6. They're reprinting it, and it says final printing. Like they're not going to reprint it anymore. It just says final printing. That. Like I've never seen a final printing. Usually it's like 5, 6. They keep going if it's going to sell. Looks like for those books, they kind of want to make them have a limited print run. So that's it right there. Final printing. So go pick this up while you can. A new printing of those issues this week. Alex, how's the weather looking out there? We're past, looks like winter's done. I say that, not trying to jinx it, but looks like pretty nice weather coming up here.
So you're going to have some 50s, some 60s. It looks like spring is finally going to show up. But like Marvin said, don't jinx it. Don't go find that 4-leaf clover. Go get yourself a rabbit's foot, even if that means you need to catch yourself a rabbit. You heard it here first. Catch yourself a bunny.
Garrett, what about them roads? How's it looking?
Well, as you've heard, it's done snowing, hopefully, knock on wood. And so Domino's is now open again. So if you need your potholes filled, make sure you order through them. But if you want your other potholes on the way to your comic shop filled, again, if you drive fast enough, it's not like you won't even sink in them. But for the traffic or for comics wise, it is a great week of books. You want to get to your shop early or get the books loaded into your cart. So when midnight hits or when your shop opens, you can hit buy or pass over your card and swipe. So, it's going to be a great week of comics. And I think, last week was okay. This is a week that I'm pretty excited for.
So this is a solid week. I have one question for you guys. Is West Coast Avengers done at issue 10?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about it. Yeah, issue 10 is the finale.
Finale? Done already, huh? Kelly Thompson's West Coast Avengers.
Now she's on Captain Marvel.
Right?
Hey, is Nancy Drew still coming out?
Nope.
Well, Kelly Thompson.
It was only 5 issues.
Oh,
There we go. One book left of Kelly Thompson, so get it where you can. Guys, I'm going to let you in on a little secret here, especially Alex, listen up here. I know you're the weatherman, but I decided after last week's shenanigans with the snow, I took things into my own hand, and I went into the realm of weather, and I found the black market, and I asked, I go, where is Old Man Winter? And they pointed me to the back, and I went back there. And I said, Old Man Winter, what is up with this? Snow again, it's April. And he said, I'm going to keep going and going and going. He goes, this year I'm not leaving. And I said, I'll tell you what. I will sell to you time off my life if you make it spring. And he said, how much are you willing to sell? And I said, all of it. And he said, all right. And so he took all of it, and you're welcome. That's all I'm going to say. So right now you're talking to an apparition, and I hope you like it that this is the first ever ghost-hosted podcast.
Oh, it's actually not too bad. You sound actually much better than the skin version of Marvin, so it's fine.
So I will see you guys, but you won't see me next week. My name is Marvin.
I'm Alex.
I'm Garrett.
Hey, everyone. Keep reading those books.